Well, we're at the end of another trading day here, and on the daily market summary, we're being joined by Taylor Engum of agmarket.net. And the day started off pretty positive in the corn and the soybeans, in fact, all of the grains. Were they able to hold that momentum going into the close today?
Yeah, it was a pretty exciting day in all the grain markets. We are cutting through some 200-day moving averages and getting a lot of green on the screen today, double digits.
So, was it like a weather premium? Was it the war news? What was it that really bolstered those markets here today?
I think it's a little bit of everything. In wheat in particular, it's the conflict between Russia and Ukraine that's cutting off Russian exports right now. And I think that corn is kind of taking on to wheat's coattails and taking that ride back up.
And what about the soybean market? What's been causing that to rise up? Because I mean, that was a double digit gain almost from the start today.
Yeah, the crush numbers came in huge. Analysts were way under on the actual June crush numbers, and so the high crush definitely boosted soybeans today.
All right. And then looking forward, then, I mean, how much is this war news really going to weigh on this here as it keeps going? Because we really haven't talked about Russia and Ukraine very much. And all of a sudden, they've really gotten back into the forefront of what the markets are watching.
Yeah, this is one of those events that's really hard to predict or plan for, but we do know that whether it's Russia, Ukraine, or Iran, that more volatility likely lies ahead, and it's going to affect all of our commodity markets.
Well, then moving over to the livestock side of things, I know cattle's had a rough couple of days in there. We've had a couple of days that were good, but a lot of days that weren't, and looked a little mixed here before the midday session. What ended up closing on the cattle today?
Yeah, nearby feeders ended up closing in the green, but all the other feeder cattle and live cattle contracts closed in the red. So live cattle have just been taking a summer sweltering beating and 13 days down in a row.
Now, this time of year, it's not unusual for cattle to have some down trends, but after the volatile rocket ride higher we've had for these last couple of months and years, it just seems a little weird to see 2 weeks, almost 2 weeks straight of down trends. I mean, what is causing that pressure?
It's I think there's a lot of factors that are affecting the fat cattle trade right now. There's always when we're at the peak of bullishness that we're most prone to a reversal, but attitudes have shifted significantly here recently, and Packer margins being deep in the red for so long, we just don't know how long they can take that.
And then looking at hogs, how did they fare today?
Hogs did pretty well. Hogs ended up closing on the August contract up over the $100 mark, about $1.87, and other contracts closed up over $2. So positive action in hogs.
And hogs have had some support these last couple of days while cattle has been under pressure. Is it just kind of an offset balancing act here, or what's been keeping that hog market supported?
I think that the grain markets are helping to support hogs at reasonable feeding levels, and there could be some seasonal demand switching from beef to pork around this time of year, but all in all, still pretty strong levels.
All right. Well, if folks want to look at some of the intel that agmarket.net has available or talk to some advisors and talk about what kind of things they should be thinking about with their marketing plans, what's the best way, Taylor, to get that conversation started?
Jump on our website, agmarket.net, and get in touch with a broker.
All right. Taylor Ingham's been with us here today for the daily market summary. Thanks so much for the insight. We'll talk to you again real soon.
Thanks for having me.